Hi, I'm Artisan Josh, and this is Little Red. 66 massive square feet of 100% off-grid, self-sustaining, and eco-friendly fun. The tiny home movement as a whole embraced me. I actually was not involved in the movement when I first started. I went with what I knew. I built myself what I knew. When I was 9, I went to juvenile for the very first time. I was supposed to be in a 30-day program. Just supposed to be there 30 days. Didn't happen that way. I wound up being there for 18 months. Nobody came pick me up. I spent the rest of my juvenile life in and out of group homes, foster care, institutions, and it was rough. I got stuck in a cycle. I spent a lot of time doing the wrong thing in order to gain. Once you get behind bars, it's very hard to not stay there. When you take an individual and you put them into an environment with the downtrodden of society, it doesn't make them better. It doesn't rehabilitate them, and it surely doesn't correct them. It teaches you how to be worse. You have to actually want to be better. The hand was firm, and it was mighty. And it was around my neck since I was 9 years old. I got off probation in October of last year. It's my first time not being supervised since I was 9. I didn't have to report to anybody. I didn't have a master. It was always the material gain, the material garner. I need this to be successful. I need this car. I need this couch. But you really don't. When I realized that you really don't, it made a difference in my life. I completely disevolved myself from the routine, the structure, and I said, I'm not going to follow your rule anymore. I'm done. I took nothing at all, and I turned it into something, and when I turned it into something, it was like an explosion. It gives me a sense of, not only a sense of freedom, which is always good for a man in my position, but it gives me a sense of wonder every morning. This is Little Red. She is a 100% eco-friendly and self-sustaining structure. She was originally built on a 1962 Apache pop-up camper frame, stripped her all the way down to the frame, refurbished and reinforced the frame, and built her brand new from the ground up. All the exterior framing and electronics, all the systems inside are brand new. All the interior is all hand-finished, refinished wood. With a unit this size, I don't have to worry about DOA, HOA, or DOT restrictions. I'm only 11'11" long, 5.5 wide. It is designated a utility trailer. I have 12-ply tires. It's 6,000 pounds worth of tire on a 5,000-pound frame. The entire unit weighs less than 3,000 pounds. I went for overkill because, number one, I didn't want anything to come apart while I was on the road. But number two, I wanted it to be as low maintenance as possible. I have a personal investment into this at $9,100. On the outside, I have LED lighting, as well as a 3-camera security system. The door was a special project for me. The door actually took me 2.5 weeks to do. She's completely steel reinforced. She has a steel plate backing. She's electronic and magnetic. So you're better off sawing through the wall than really trying to go through the door. My handle gave me a little bit of pleasure because I actually poured this when I was 9. I was a young man, an entrepreneur sculptor. It's been around with me for a long time, so I use it as a feature point on the house. I also have a high gain HD TV antenna for the television inside. When it's attached to the side of the house, it turns the entire house into an antenna. I can get anywhere between 70 to 150 channels. On the back, I have the shower system, and the shower system, which, breakaway, hashtag, just popped up. Works great. I've only had to fill it up one time in the last 6.5 months, so it's very efficient. On this side, she's plain Jane. I guess the biggest feature would be the window, which I personally hand etched. That took me actually 3 tries to get that right. The solar system is quite unique. I did it all myself. It's actually 520 watts of solar up top, charging a 420 amp battery bank. Now that we're inside, I wanted to show you a little bit about the features that are inside. First of all is the monitor for the 3-camera security system. Refrigerator freezer combo. Gotta have a refrigerator freezer. It's a thermoelectric, 2.1 cubic foot. Down in front of the refrigerator is the wet shelf. And the wet shelf is one of the most important things I found in a tiny house. Moving in and out of a tiny house a lot, one of your biggest problems is dirt. The second is water. So a wet shelf is always a great thing to have in a house. Anything I don't know where it goes in a net. Come back from the grocery store, you got all those bags, stuff them up top. Got dirty laundry, don't feel like doing the laundry today. You know, you stuff the clothes up top, no worries. Great thing to have. Dual pane windows, and do have the solar tint on them, so it keeps them highly efficient. I actually got all my windows reclaimed, except for obviously the edge one. Shortwave radio. This is my game changer. There are a lot of ham operators out there. I have found more primitive spots with the shortwave radio than I have on any app. And if you get in trouble, you get stuck out in the middle of nowhere, it's a great thing to have to let people know, hey, you know, I'm stuck, need a little help. The other must-have in my tiny house is obviously Velcro. All that stuff that you normally lose, or that normally jiggles around, or normally gets lost inside of your couch cushions, I just stick them on my wall. Up top, ceramic heater. In about 5 minutes, this heater has this 66 square foot so hot, you'll sweat out of it. It's all R34 all the way around in the insulation, so it stays comfy. I've had it in New York in the winter, and I've had it in Arizona in the summer. A lot of storage that I don't use. I actually think I have too much stuff. I keep all my dry goods in a cabinet here, and I keep all my cleaning / extra stuff in here. My closet is a simple being. It's very easily rolled up. My white tux, which of course everybody always has a fitted white tux, right? Yeah. Composting toilet is a phenomenal invention if you're in a tiny house. No smell, no waste, no worries about throwing anything out or getting rid of anything. You don't have to go to an RV park to dump it. If you're going tiny, go compost. So now we get to the fun part. Now we get to the entertainment value. The sink is actually instant hot water on demand. I draw out of the 40-gallon tank that's in the front, and I have yet to run out of water. I also have a GE water filtration system on the sink too, so that you get your hot water, your cold water, and then you can get your clean water. By far the best idea I have ever had, putting a washer and dryer in here. Do you know how much money it costs to wash and dry a load of clothes on the road? It's ridiculous.
How much money?
At least $7. My kitchen storage, underneath there I have a 3-burner Coleman propane stove and the New Wave induction cooktop. It's enough to cook Christmas dinner on, which is kind of the tell, isn't it? You know, if you can cook Christmas dinner, you're good. Up top, my spice rack / jar rack. I can once a year, and I usually eat off them for about 5 or 6 months after. Underneath here, that's the bed storage area, and it's my battery bank and all my electronics. This is everything that controls everything in the house. Underneath here is a goodie. Underneath here is my fire safe. I also have an electronic safe in the back. And last but not least, my ceiling of ceilings. I wanted somewhere to be able to put all of my memories from my time on the road. This is my personality in a nutshell, and it makes me smile every time I look at it, which to me is the most important thing. I build these. I'm a fully tooled contractor. I travel to the customer. I build on your site. While I'm there building, I stay there. It gives you the added advantage of actually having your builder on site for the entire time of the build. The Little Red as she stands is $15,500. Completely off-grid, outfitted to your taste. The interior I can do however you desire, but the structure, the electronics, and the systems are tried and true. Let my presence bring compassion and understanding whenever I see you in traffic. If my silence speaks, allow it to express 1,000 words if need be. And when they are heard, let them say and mean something to you. I am curious of who you are enough to get on a highway, and I don't normally travel, but maybe that highway, that person you may be, can lead me to the happiness that I just can't seem to find. Whenever this touches your hands, may it send out my sincerest thoughts of you and your well-being. How are you? I hope that you are being you, and they are being them. Our words are so powerful, and more so those who can put them into action. So let my words, if they may speak, be the substance to warm your embrace to my actions. I'm not a self-salesman. I can't sell myself. I'm not desperate. I am a potential man. Beware the action of a potential man, for it leads to honesty. I'm not looking for a come-up. I am looking for happiness. Your energy sends strength and intelligence, both of which I find myself attracted to. I would not put myself out there for anything I thought was weak. Now, my life has a direction, for I refuse to walk aimlessly around without a direction or destination. My destiny is not solitude, yet my life is not peace. My present condition does not display who I am. My actions and how I face my condition does. Nor does my condition measure my value. What I have to offer and receive constitutes real value. The most important thing you need to know about me is that no matter what, I will never quit, beg, give up, or lie down. So don't let my situation shield me from you. In our subconscious mind, we visualize that one person who is there no matter what, but then our conscious mind erases them as if they don't exist. I do exist, subconsciously and consciously too. The question is, do I exist for you?
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow me on Instagram, artisan_Josh. Appreciate it.
Peace out, guys. Have a great week.
Some excuse